You're watching Medieval Times live at Ile-de-France with Paulette, Monique, Kate, and our correspondent on the ground, Sarah.
Good morning, Ile-de-France. In today's news, we bring you coverage of the many revolts around our country. For the weeks, we have had coverage of the brutal suppression of the rebel group known as the Jacques. We have just received word of Guillaume Charles's execution in Clermont. As events unfold, we'll keep you up to date with information on the army of the King of Navarre as it cuts a swath through northern France in pursuit of the fleeing rustics. Now we turn to Paulette with the highlights of the counter Jacquerie.
Yesterday's breaking news was the burning of Meaux, pictured here. Reports say the flames can still be seen from Paris. Today, Charles of Navarre continues his military retribution against the Jacques, west of Paris. He also arranged the execution of the man variously known as Guillaume Charles, Guillaume Callot, and of course, the infamous Jacques Bonhomme at Clermont.
Yesterday, our correspondent Catherine sat down with Guillaume Charles in an interview pertaining to the motivations of the wicked people. Maybe this will shed some light on the current situation. Now to you, Kate.
Thank you. Let's roll the clip. Hello and welcome again to my Hot Chats with Cool Cats. I'm here interviewing Mr. Kale. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good to be here.
Good, how do you say your first name?
Guillaume.
Guillaume. Alright, well I have a few questions for you. Alright, so let's think about your position. You come from an area of France that is rather rich agriculturally, and you haven't been affected too much by what's going on with the wars of France and England. Why would you start the Jacquerie?
Well, first off, I didn't put myself in this position. I was kind of elected by my peers, so I ran with it a bit. Now, in general, the people of France have had enough with everything that's been going on. With the Black Death, increases in prices, and heavy taxation and the corvée, things have become too much for us. It was time to act, time to do something.
That makes sense. So what would you say is behind the growing popularity of this rebellion?
Everyone is gathering around the fact that we're losing faith in our leaders.
Would this have to do with the heavy taxation because of the return of John II that might possibly be happening? Or because of the situation going on in Paris?
Possibly. We're losing our protection. Like it seems our people are getting strangled by the very people who are trying to protect us, like the nobility.
And by the protection, you're referring back to the feudal rights, aren't you?
Whatever you want to call it.
So what kind of support did you get from the different areas and towns?
Well, we had lots of local support with the peasants. They were able to give us food and provisions for our fight.
Did they get anything out of this?
Well, what we would do for them is to keep their trade routes open so that they could keep getting their supplies in.
And so it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. I see.
Right. We would also we sacked some castles to clear those routes.
Of course. All right. And so all the towns just helped you like that?
Well, Compiègne, I believe, is in allegiance with the crown because they have been giving us very little.
So I bet they didn't give you food or open their gates to you.
No.
Of course not. All right. Well, thank you for the interview. It was good to see you.
Yes, thank you. I'm actually quite excited. We might be able to resolve this conflict right now. I'm off to meet with Charles of Navarre right now to put an end to this fight.
Oh, well, that would be great.
Yes.
I hope it gets... Oh,
thank you.
You forgot your weapon.
I won't need it. It's going to be a peaceful exchange. Things are going to be well.
Oh, well, that's great. Thank you, everyone, and back to the news show.
Thank you, Catherine. That was very insightful. Now to footage of the progression of the uprisings. It all started on May 28th with the attack on the Dauphin's soldiers in the Oise Valley north of Paris. Within hours, a rebellion rose up in the Beauvais region, attacking noblemen's homes and setting them ablaze.
It's Sarah reporting live at the scene. It's anarchy here. Peasants are running wild, burning houses, raping women, and killing children. Wait, who is that? I'm getting a report saying that these hordes are being led by a man named Guillaume. This has clearly gone too far. Stop the madness.
In Paris, there is a power struggle between Etienne Marseille and the Dauphin. In the Beauvais region, revolts have erupted between Guillaume Cail and the King of Navarre. Ile-de-France is in absolute anarchy.
Oh no, we now have word that the Parisians are attempting to storm the Marché. Let's go out to our expert in the field, Sarah.
Thanks, Paulette. As you can see, the Parisian townspeople in Meaux who are supporting Jacques are trying to take over Marseille. The army is now coming. The people are fleeing. This is Sarah reporting from the town of Meaux. As you can see, it is in complete chaos. You can sense the fear. Emotions are running deep. The soldiers have set the town ablaze. Some of the townspeople are being captured and executed. This is quite a disturbing image. The mayor has been hanged for his role in the revolt.
On the other side of the Ile-de-France, the Jacques of Beauvais have assembled together against the nobility. Most of the Jacques who participated in this revolt were killed by the nobles. If the numbers are correct, over 800 men were killed, and about 300 of these were burned alive. Breaking news. Apparently a truce has been called. Sarah?
Thanks, Paulette. The King of Navarre is honoring the truce with Guillaume. They are talking. Wait, what is happening? They have grabbed Guillaume. Oh, merde! As you can see, Guillaume Cail has been beheaded by the command of Charles of Navarre. Oh, the horror!
After these horrific events, the people of France will think twice before revolting against the nobles in the future.
It seems like one voice has been silent up until now. Back to Catherine, who's sitting down with Charles, King of Navarre.
And today we'll be talking to the King of Navarre, Charles. Welcome. Welcome. It's nice to meet you. All right, let's sit down. That's good. How are you doing?
I am good.
Oh, that's good. All right, well, let's start off this interview with some easy questions. Let's talk about your escape from prison.
Yes, the good people of Amiens broke me out before I went to Paris to make my claim on the throne.
Oh, yes. Why did they break you out?
Well, they wish to bring France out of the current turmoil thrust upon them by the Dauphin.
So they supported your claim over that of the Dauphin.
It is the rightful claim, yes.
If they took you out of jail to fix the problems of France, what would they have to say to your demands? You demanded the restoration of your properties. You've demanded a sum of 40,000 and the pardoning of all your men. Wouldn't that be destructive to France?
Not entirely, and it is better me than the dreaded Edward III.
So you've heard about the contract between John II and Edward III.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
If you were to escape, it would complicate things. Thus, my agenda must be thoroughly executed.
So did the possible return of John II lead you to form an alliance with Paris?
Well, possibly. However, there was a great need for strong power within Paris. The Dauphin, he is inexperienced, and I have been quite successful.
That's true. We haven't seen too much of the Dauphin in this problem. So how did the nobility feel about your alliance with Paris once the Jacquerie Revolt started?
They sought alliances with me, and I graciously accepted.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And you destroyed the Jacquerie. Didn't you just come from killing one of the leaders today?
Guillaume, yes. He screamed like a baby.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I just have one final question for you. What do you have to say to the claim that you were behind the murders of the marshals so that you could be put on the throne?
No association, I think we're done here.
We have witnesses who say that you did it. Oh no!
Well, that was tragic. Well, I guess that was our show for tonight. One thing we did get to bring to you was an interview with the Dauphin.
Reports say he's building an army in Burgundy and Champagne, but who really knows?
Well, folks, I hope you had a good time. Good night.